Almost everybody who walks through the door is super surprised when they walk in and just take a look at the beautiful church.
No dish has ever or will ever repeat. Anything we have cooked here before will never be cooked here again. Tonight you're not going to eat lemons, limes, black pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg, chocolate. If it doesn't come from Canada, we just straight up do not cook with it.
Knowing these guys, they'll have a basket full of these ingredients and they're already brainstorming what they're going to do with them tonight.
It's crazy. We're just like a big floating farm in the middle of the Atlantic. I'm really trying to kind of define what Canada and what Prince Edward Island taste like.
Earlier tonight, we had that lobster chowder. I almost cried a little bit. I was so happy eating.
There's just 5 of us that go about the daily business of the table. Group of friends that share the same kind of idea and vision about sharing Prince Edward Island with other people. I'm Derrick Hoare, the proprietor of the Table Culinary Studio, and we're in New London, Prince Edward Island.
I'm Hunter Guindon, and I'm the executive chef here at the table.
The Table Culinary Studio is a really unique venue in rural Prince Edward Island. We sit in a beautiful rural church. We get to showcase all of the products that Prince Edward Island has to offer.
We write our menus backwards here at the table, where generally at a restaurant you would write a menu and then order the things you need to cook it. We do the complete opposite. We spend the days that we're closed talking to our farming and fishing friends and the butchers and foragers of Prince Edward Island, and we buy everything first, bring it all back to the restaurant, and then literally just grab a notepad and pen and start writing a menu using those ingredients. This week there's some of Krista's tomatoes from just a farm up the road here, some beautiful wild edibles, some striped bass that Alex and I caught, some Prince Edward Island beef, of course PEI lobster, then a really cool kind of example of early season fruit in the dessert.
This is a lamb bolognese. Lunch made the base, some beautiful lamb, and some beautiful greens from Krista. Individually hand-rolled capunti pasta with island sweet flour. Yeah.
90 to 95% of the things we serve are from Prince Edward Island. The other 5% are from Canada and only from Canada. I think people really underestimate what's available in our own backyard. We could write a new menu every week here for the next 100 years and never have to repeat a dish. There's so much incredible stuff in this province that is just so underrated.
Things are fished and farmed by friends of ours. You know what, I just caught a halibut, do you want it? Of course, Hunter's like, heck yeah, and it'll show up the next day.
Right now we're in New London, Prince Edward Island. We're gonna head to the South Shore to Bonshaw, pick some wild food with a forager friend of ours, Nick. Put it on the menu tonight.
Okay, cow parsnip. Come here, boys. You got a knife on you or anything? So this is the unopened flower head. Mm-hmm. There's another one right here. All through here, they're popping up all over the place, right? This is a nice one here. One, these beautiful leaves that crisp up and almost puff up when you introduce them to a little bit of fat. So chop those off there. Cut through, and then you can open it up.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't that cool? And my preferred way to eat this is to pull away that second sheath, and then you've got what we call an unopened flower head, right? It smells like carrot mixed with like oranges.
Oh yeah, totally.
Isn't that cool?
Like carrot and orange blossom water.
Yeah.
Each dish has a 5-day life expectancy, and then those 7 dishes on the menu are never to be cooked here again. We really enjoy the creativity of it and the ability that it gives us to kind of showcase all of the things that Prince Edward Island has to offer. Because folks don't get to see the menu before they come and don't get to choose what they're going to eat, often at the end of the night when I'm chatting with people, they'll say, listen, this, and this dish, there is no chance I would ever order if I was at a restaurant, but I am so happy you forced us to eat it because it was my favorite thing tonight.
They did a scallop crudo here before with honeydew melon. It was like really odd combination, but it was maybe one of the best things I've ever had in my life.
I think in a large degree, they're curious. How do you go to a restaurant that you don't know what the menu is going to be before you get there? We put in front of you what's freshest and the best at that time of the year. And a lot of people who are interested in Prince Edward Island food culture, they truly find us. The lobster was caught by my best friend Jean, and it was actually caught probably about 200 feet off the shore in front of my house. Today's Sunday, so we caught that on Thursday. We brought it to shore and I met him in the harbor and brought it to Hunter and Alex to get ready. He taught me how to fish lobster and share that with the guests, so guests understand that, you know, the lobster doesn't just show up from a grocery store, but it shows up from a family that goes out every morning at 5:30 in the morning to make their livelihood.
We're gonna grab the goodies that we foraged with Nick earlier this morning. This is strictly just the cow parsnip. This one we're gonna cut in half and sear really quickly. Good bit of butter, brown butter, bit of salt. Tastes similar to a Brussels sprout, meets carrot, a little bit of celery. Yeah.
I just go by feel and the temperature of the inside, but a bit of an unorthodox way. Use this little cake tester. Because it's so thin, gets very hot very fast and gives you a really kind of precise feel of the temperature inside the fish. It's beautiful halibut. We've crusted this on one side with potato, baste it in some butter, and then finish it in a 500-degree oven for just like 2-3 minutes. So it's still nice and moist in the center, not quite cooked all the way through. Some asparagus from Elizabeth at Over the Hedge, just blasted in a 500-degree oven to roast it. Then some sauteed mushrooms, both cinnamon caps and oyster mushrooms there.
So what you have there is another vegetable. And I know you like to do a lot of like raw seafood and stuff like that, right? Or cured seafood. This is a perfect textural component to that. And the smell of it too, right?
Oh, yeah, that's really intense orange.
Super pungent,
Yeah.
right? And look how tender it is now, right? Best part about it is, it's freaking massive.
Yeah, yeah.
You can harvest straight down. Oh, other side there. Look how long that vegetable is.
Yeah, wow.
Right?
That's amazing.
I worked in fine dining restaurants since I was 12 years old, and now here I am doing this full-time, cooking on the side, arguably a better chef than I've ever been, because I get to connect a little bit deeper with plants on a regular basis. PEI is a wild food wonderland. It's paradise, and not a lot of people pick a lot of wild plants out here. So I'm here and I explore plant families deeply so that I can find things that are sort of forgotten flavors and attempt to like rediscover them and incorporate them into my cooking.
This is gonna go on our crudo. Treat this one raw, just really nice and thinly sliced. So the striped bass that Hunter and I caught just a couple nights ago. Pinbone them, take the skin off. We let them sit for a bit just to firm up, and then they're ready to slice really nice and thin. Treating it super raw, simple crudo style. It's a lovely texture. Kind of lucky to getting raw products like this, and the wild especially. Kind of hard to put on your menu. Almost impossible unless you go out and get it yourself. Yeah, this stuff's beautiful, and it almost has like a iridescence to it.
This is a little striped bass crudo of striped bass that Alex and I caught the other night. It's our first 2 fishing trips of the season, and we're all right fishermen this week. We've seasoned the fish with some wild rice vinegar that we made here with wild rice from Rice Lake. Alex and I hang out outside of work every day. We're frequently leaving the restaurant right after service to go fishing until 12 o'clock at night after work. And on our days off, we're eating at our friends' restaurants together and hanging out with other chefs in the community. It's really cool to get to just work with a close group of our friends every night. I think Prince Edward Island is beautiful, both to the eye, of course our beaches and our red sand cliffs, patchwork of farmers' fields is beautiful, but also the way that the communities come together and interact and support each other is just really kind of unmatched anywhere else.
I came, I would say 25 years ago on vacation. In all honesty, just sat out the first night I was here and looked up at the stars and was just shocked at how incredibly beautiful it was. And right then and there, I decided that this is where I was going to spend the rest of my life.
We're just on our way to Sherman Family Farm. Tonight on the menu, we have a whole course that's essentially Krista's tomatoes and Krista's greens.
These are all of our grape tomatoes. And they always generally ripen from the top down. They'll come in and they'll harvest based on color because that's the sweetness.
We're doing a lamb pasta tonight that we've torn up a bunch of these and folded into the tomato sauce. A little dish of just a whole bunch of grape tomatoes and a big old batch of basil pesto on it. Even has a package. That's crazy. The Culinary Institute of Canada is in Charlottetown. All through my kind of teenage years, had my heart set on going to school there. So moved here from big city Ontario to go to culinary school and just fell in love with this island and never left. This is, in my opinion, a chef's paradise. So I really have no reason to leave and go cook anywhere else.
This is kind of a unique part of the world. This is a unique little area. It's in the middle of nowhere. So we weren't entirely sure what we were getting ourselves into, but from the moment we stepped foot through the doors, just the whole team, they've all been so welcoming and kind. It kind of feels like coming to a friend's place for dinner.
Okay, little desserts of rhubarb, sweet clover, maple, and striped bass. Yes, 100%, 100%. In this case, use the fish sauce as like salt in this, to kind of get that salted caramel vibe.
I like to say that maybe sometimes I have trouble holding the job or holding my interest, but I always like to try different things just to have the experience. I became a pilot when I was 16 years old. I played professional baseball and played for the Richmond Hill Dines. Along the way, I learned to cook. I retired after 35 years in healthcare and started looking for a place to run a restaurant. There's a couple people thought that it was kind of silly to be opening a restaurant in rural Prince Edward Island where when you look around, all you see is farmers' fields. But people found us and we're super happy about it.
It is so cool for us to roll up at a farm and talk to the farmer, and they're like just shaking with excitement about just this perfectly cute little beet that really inspires me to like do it some justice and be able to show it off to people that come to the restaurant.
What drives me is seeing two young chefs be as creative as they can be without any constraint, and seeing them just grab a hold of it and take it to places I never would have imagined, and then being able to share that with the island folks.
I've written on the front of each menu that this is a love letter to Canadian food and wine. And even though you're not going to get to see the menu or choose anything off the menu when you get here, or decide if you're going to eat fish sauce in your dessert or not, you just trust us. And without people willing to put their trust in us, we wouldn't get to do this every day. So thank you so much. Thank you.